So basically, this artificial intelligence brain scan thing that they use, where they do a 1 minute long brain savant test every time they're asked for to do a 30-minute test, is basically due to the fact that they do not want my brain savant to be seen out in the open performing for 30 minutes. To help save their life, basically, because the reason they do a 1 minute long brain savant test using artificial intelligence is so that artificial intelligence basically tells them what's going to happen at the end of the 30-minute test. It calculates that for them, and they do not want to see that, and so that's why they don't do a 30-minute test. Obviously, that's why, or else I'm not psychic enough to know what the results that artificial intelligence is telling them is, which we know what the results are due to the fact that every time artificial intelligence results comes out, something crazy happens. December 10th, 2025 came, for November 14th, 2025 came out, and they were helping a girl stalk me who ended up hitting me on the back of my car, and I ended up being ended up in the emergency room for that one. And then May 10th, 2026 came out. June 7th, 2026, Kelly from law enforcement started stroking my penis, doing things like touching my tongue, making my rectum feel wet, stuff like that. And then 2 weeks after June 24th, 2026 is when the brain savant test result came out for that one. And this one was only like unlocking this ears while I was driving on June 24th, 2026, try to see how much brain savant powers would increase if that was let go of. Whereas the other tests, like November 14th, 2025 and May 10th, 2026, were air drugging being removed. So this one only takes 14 days, whereas that one is about 21 days for air drugging being removed, and this one to check how much energy how much powers are increased with that being removed. It's 14 days. Thanks to Kelly, I know. Yeah, Kelly told me a lot of things about this tool that they use. Basically, it's like a time machine. She didn't say it on like purpose, but yeah, she's not doing her job right, is all I gotta say. You're not supposed to be looking for a husband using your job. That's not what purpose of this job is. Basically, January 20th, 2026, they use this brain savant, these tools to basically lock up the remaining part of my brain, except for the childhood autistic part. And that's when they found out that I was telling the truth, that when I was a child, less than 10 years old, basically I would just watch documentaries all day, night long, and I watch it from morning till night, and just stare at the History Channel logo from morning till night. And at nighttime, my mother would come over, turn off the TV, and I'd go to sleep. And basically, I do the exact same thing the next day. Yeah. And so I do it like every single day. And then I told them that this is how it started off. And basically, what happened was, yeah, so that's how it started off. Like, they're making me forget again. But, using all these drugs on me. But yeah, that's how it started off, and I told them about that, and that this is how it started off. And pretty much they didn't believe me. They didn't want to believe me, and guess what? They had the tools to test it out, so they did on January 20th, 2026. And I was telling the truth about that. That is how it started off, the evolution process for my brain savant. I would stare into the History Channel logo all day long from morning till night, till at nighttime my mother would turn off the TV, and the next day I would do the exact same thing. Sorry for my my attitude's not that good. It's just the drugs that they're using on me. It's not my fault. This is not me. In reality, I cannot stop smiling to help save my life. Anyone who knows me knows that, and I'm sorry for my emotions. It's just, they're just not like me. Just have to say that. But yeah, pretty much, yeah. So let's go back to this. This journal is basically about the amount of regression that my dad, the greedy framer, showed, the abuse that people at the court had to go through. The third time he was allowed to narrate in the trial, not the first or second. The first was November 20th, and then the second one was basically the first set of lies after November 20th that were already confessed to government informant as being complete and total lies already by his framer sister. So, my dad, the greedy framer, made numerous lies against me starting April 2026, saying that it was, seeing that it was now the only option that he had left since this was the third time that my dad, the greedy framer, was allowed back into court after being found out to be lying for the first two times, only to create mass panic and chaos against me, only to make sure that my brain savant that he knew he could not get any money out of, no one else could either. So that was basically the thing. The thing with Envy was he knew that he didn't deserve a single penny, and he knew that I wasn't going to give him anything. So basically, the thing was my mother gets denied the fruits of her lifelong labor because he's not getting anything. He's been lying a lot. So the third time he lied very aggressively. Very aggressively. He abused everyone in court. He harassed everyone, kept claiming, like, you're twisting my words. You're twisting my words, when in fact the entire statements were false. And we found that out in the end when the courts were forced to retrieve phone conversations, only to find out that everyone in court went through massive amounts of abuse due to this psychopath, got yelled at, berated all day, every single day, were told that they're not letting him speak, twisting his words, when all that it was the fact that his statements were all had fouls in them, as in, just didn't make sense, didn't add up. You could tell that these were not true. So basically completely, totally false. So basically, and he would be like, you're twisting my words, only for us to retrieve phone conversations at the end of the day and find out that this man is a psychopath who was lying, and he lied about each and every single statement that he made. So the third third time they let him back in to court after he was kicked out for twice before November 20th, 2025, he fabricated false testimony by begging his framer sisters and law enforcement to fabricate it. He was kicked out. And then on December 29, 2025, right when he's kicked out for November 20th, being found out, he sends me money transfer ads. So yeah, he knows. He knows about the monetary potential. He knows just as much as law enforcement do, no matter what he tries to claim right now in order to get revenge, degrade me, say whatever. It doesn't really matter. Everyone knows. So second set of lies are already confessed to the government informant as being lies. The day he's been told is February 10th, 2026. The reason I know is because February 11th, 2026, as soon as midnight hits, 22 minutes past midnight, he sends me a text like, so nice to hear from you after so long. Yeah. The only hearing we were having was in court the entire day of February 10th, where I was telling the court that this man is a pathological liar, and every single thing that he said is a complete and total lie, and he was arguing against me and making lies against me on February 10th. Not very nice. I do not think so. And that same night, February 11th, 3:17 a.m., he sends me a picture of a porn star with his sister first name on it. So yeah. And then 3:56 a.m., very disgusting individual sends me a picture of spokesperson's mother. Yeah, same night. Only because he was found out for the second time that he was lying. He's lied numerous times. So the third time he was lying, and yeah. He lied very aggressively, abused everyone in court. Nah, you're twisting my words, stuff like that, when entire statements were completely false. Nothing he said was true. I told the court judge when the phone conversations were retrieved, Your Honor, you're going to find from the evidence, facts and evidences from the phone conversations retrieved, every single thing that this man, my dad, the greedy framer, said, complete and total lie from the facts and evidences retrieved from the phone conversations. And that's exactly what happened. He played the courts for a fool 3 times, and now he's trying for the 4th time. May 2nd, 2026, he frantically starts calling and messaging me again at 12:48 p.m. I know for a fact that was also because he was caught lying again. He lied over and over again, starting November 20th, seeing that I won my case all around 2025, and he frantically would call and run after me like a psychopath afterwards. So the money that he could not get, no one else should get either, which is why when he's caught for November 20th, on December 29, 2025, he's sending me money transfer ads. When he's caught for the second set of lies that were already confessed to the government informant, even before November 20th, he's trying to get me to commit incest with his sister, Farah, the greedy framer, at 3:17 a.m. On February 11th, and then 3:56 a.m. Very disgusting individual, spokesperson's mother. woman resembling her. And then, yeah, and then starting March 10th, every single day afterwards, offering his big fat ugly old sister, someone resembling her, every single day. Sexually explicit pictures of someone resembling her are sent to me every single day on March 10th and every single day afterwards. Very disgusting individual. So basically, this man was trying to use incest to try to get illegal assurances of money from me. Not gonna work. Yeah, definitely not gonna work. Yeah, I would told the law enforcement straight out, this man, he needs some psychiatric help is what he needs. Because he's using law enforcement to send these to me, so the evidence is with them. This man definitely needs some psychiatric help, for sure. He would do anything for the greed for money and for the envy for money, inhibit my mother from getting any of my brain savant money. He would make up any lie possible in order to lock up my brain savant. So basically, that's what it was. I can't get the money, no one else should either. My dad, the greedy framer, was making these lies against me. So, by the way, just 2 days ago, between July 9th and July 10th, he sent me 15 blackmail price tags. Just 3 days ago, between July 9th, July 10th, sorry, 2 days ago. July 9th, July 10th, he sends me 15 blackmail price tags of millions of euros after sending me one in dollars with his nickname Mona written on it. So yeah, he knows exactly what we know, how much monetary potential he does or does not think it's capable of, and why he's basically crying all day and night long is because he enviously knows that my mother is going to get the money as soon as my brain savant is freed. Rightfully so. It's her, the fruits of her lifelong labor, basically. Yeah, and so. He's sitting at home trying to get his gambling thrill from blackmailing me with these price tags of millions of euros all day and night long while fabricating false testimonies against me. So this third time, he did it very aggressively. And my dad, the greedy framer, was making these lies against me as aggressively as possible while berating the court staff and abusing them, only to make it so that they could not even speak against him to defend me, since my dad, the greedy framer, knew that he had already been caught lying twice before. Basically, this was his third time, and so he would not be taken seriously to begin with. And so the only way to get these lies passed against me for the third attempt was by aggressively making them while berating the court staff, using as much aggression as possible, calling the courts every single day, only to berate the court staff, only to try and scare them, yell at them very loudly and aggressively and loudly, claim that his words were being twisted. He basically did everything possible. He's basically a very aggressive individual. One of those psychopathic tendencies where you are able to hide your emotions as much as possible. Clearly seen on February 2nd, 2026, where he is sending me father son ads all day and night long. I leave a missed call on his phone, try to see what the heck this man wants from me. He calls me back and he tries to sweet talk me, calling me by my baby name, asking me if I could go fix his doorbell and everything. I knew exactly what he wanted. He wanted illegal assurances of money. At that time, he didn't start sending me blackmail price tags. Well, as soon as he hangs up the phone, he calls the court right away and he starts telling the courts that my brain savant should not get freed under any circumstances. Well, excuse me, sir, but only a few seconds before calling the court, you were calling the person that you're speaking out against, and you were basically calling him by his baby name, sweet-talking him, asking him to go fix your doorbell for you, and now you're calling the courts and saying that this person's brain savant should not get freed under any circumstances. So, I mean, yeah, which one is it? Because it just doesn't add up. Basically, he's able to hide his emotions as much as possible. He was sweet talking me to try to get illegal assurances of money from me on February 2nd, 2026, when he did not get those illegal assurances of money despite calling me by my baby name and trying to sweet talk me. He hangs up and angrily calls the court, only to say things about me that I'm a horrible person, brain savant should not get freed. Only a few seconds before, he's calling me and calling me by my baby name, asking me if I could go fix his doorbell. Something's definitely the issue over here. Bipolar to the most extreme level possible, or there's some other story. And there was another story. He wanted me to give him illegal assurances of money millions of euros that he's just sent me 2 days ago on between July 9th and July 10th that I would not give him a single penny of, not even a fake assurance of, when he realized that I did not give him any fake assurances of any money, that I did not do it on purpose. Even despite him sweet talking me, asking me to go fix his doorbell for him, calling me by my baby name. Yes, he hangs up and immediately goes in a fit of rage, calls the court to argue that I'm a horrible person, Brain Savant should be locked up, this and that, blah, blah, blah. So basically, the third time he uses as much aggression, abusing the people at court, the defense lawyers and all of them, harassing them. He will yell at them for not letting him speak properly. He's being allowed to speak properly. The problem is the things that he's saying he knows are lies, and he's scared that he's going to get caught, and due to which he's making them very aggressively and abusing people in court so that they get so scared that they're not able to ask him any questions afterwards. Basically, that is what he was trying to do, only for the courts to retrieve the phone conversations in the end, to find out that why the way that he was arguing in court, saying, you're twisting my words, were not his words being twisted. In fact, there were files in every single statement he was making due to the fact that nothing he was saying was true. Every single thing that he was saying was absolutely false. And the third time, he was aggressively making his statements and false testimonies against me in court for the third time, only for the courts to retrieve phone conversations in the end, and find out that each and every statement that my dad, the greedy framer, made against me was a complete and total lie, and not one statement was true in the least bit. So basically, that's what happened in the third time. The third time, the courts allowed him, after November 20th, he was caught, he was kicked out on December 29, 2025, due to which at 1:27 p.m. on December 29, 2025, he goes straight for the mini, and he sends me blackmail price tags. He sends me money transfer ads to try to see if I'd be willing to give him any money or not. Basically, the millions of euros that he sends me for now. Last time he sent me was between July 9th and July 10th. So yeah. And then the second time he tries to use incest first, on February 11th at 3:17 a.m. We know he was definitely trying to use incest since March 7th, 2026. He tried to do the same thing, even though on February 11th he was told, sir, this is open advertisement for incest. You cannot do that. This is illegal in this country. He doesn't care. He wants illegal assurances of money, or he wants my Brain Savant to be locked up so my mother can't get any of the millions of euros that he just sent me blackmail price tag for between July 9th and July 10th. So yeah, so this is the fourth time he's trying to get basically money from me, and that's what the next journal is going to be about.